Time to vlog because I should at least vlog once or twice every year or something. I actually have another vlog coming up that I'm gonna do about, I like words and social kind of things. So that will kind of tie into this actually, but because I've been playing video games a little bit, I guess recently, and people keep asking me, to enter tournaments again. I know I said I will never. I have no intention of. I've never had an intention ever again of entering a video game tournament. And I will tell you, actually, again, this will go into the next vlog I'm going to do anyway once I'm not so fucking sick from being in the hospital and just feeling like shit all the time. This will go into that perspective and the convenience of your perspective, but I'm going to tell you why I don't like the video game community in general and why I don't enter tournaments. So I'm going to tell you a few stories, I guess, to people that care. Again, whatever, will go to that vlog I'm going to do. So many years ago, when I was a kid, just playing Street Fighter randomly for fun, I didn't know that people could enter tournaments. I was a kid, I didn't know that I was actually allowed to enter a tournament, right? And so there's this tournament, right? And I heard about it. A friend said, he said, you should enter. So I was like, okay. And at the time, there's all these people that were considered good at the time, right? Like people that were placing in regionals, around America. And there was like the second best guy considered in the Midwest was also there, going to be at that tournament, right? Well, long story short, went to the tournament and I pretty much absolutely fucking demolished everybody, like easily, besides the guy that was considered second best in the Midwest at the time, and he got first place and I got second place. I think he beat me 2-1, 2-1 or something. I don't remember, so many years ago now, right? And so yeah, and so I was like, and all these guys were like, whoa, like, who are you, kid, or whatever the fuck they said to me. They're like, who are you? It's like, dude, you should actually enter tournaments. You're like really good, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. I was like, I guess. And so I had no idea that I could even enter tournaments at that time. I was really young. And I was like, damn. I was like, okay. So I got second place and I just pretty much demolished everybody really easily. And, and I just want to tell you right now, like, again, they were super kind to me. They were super cool. Like, they were adults. I was a kid, right? And they're like, yeah, you should enter this, big tournament coming up. There's another one, blah, 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 right? So I was like, okay, I guess I'm actually kind of good at video games. I guess I should, go to this next tournament. So I go to this next big tournament, and again, I'm just, you know what? This isn't to talk shit, so I'm not going to like name specific names, but I've beaten a lot of people, top players that are still considered top players nowadays, right? And so this tournament happens, and I'm just freaking demolishing everybody in casual again. And as if you've ever been to tournaments, they don't usually normally run on time. And as it's going on, it's just taking so long, and I'm getting sicker and sicker. And, I think that's what some people don't realize. When you get sick, you don't just go on disability day one, right? I didn't just say, I'm sick today, I'm on disability. I'd been sick a few years already before I went on disability, right? So anyway, the tournament's taking so long to go on. I'm just getting sicker and sicker throughout the day. And eventually, I don't know how big my win streak was before I lost, and, eventually the tournament starts, and I'm just completely fucked up, right? And I think I do pretty bad in the tournament. I remember just being in the corner, and I think I was like on a Daytona USA machine, and I was just like, oh my God, so fucked up. There were like almost tears in my eyes. I was so sick and fucked up, right? And yeah, I remember doing pretty badly once the tournament started, right? And I guess, long story short for that, I guess I had kidney stones, which I could tell you. I actually don't remember peeing out any stones. That's just what the doctor told me, but whatever it was, they said I had kidney stones, I guess, and I was fucked up for a week. I was super sick, right? So, some other tournaments happened besides that, you know what I mean? And, of course I did, whatever. And, you know what I mean? And so, but eventually, I've been doing so well in these tournaments, whatever. And I actually was not on the internet back then, you know what I mean? Because I didn't even know I was allowed to enter tournaments. And so I heard about SRK, and so I went on it, right? And so I'm like, wow, let me look up these tournaments, right? I got a bit of an ego. Let me see what were these people saying about me, right? And so like I went on, and the first tournament, they're like, wow, who's this Clayton kid, right? He's like, who's this blonde surfer boy dude, like, right? And you know what I mean? And then Like, I was like, oh, okay, these dudes are cool, right? You know, because I'm still a kid. These guys are adults, right? And then I saw the next tournament, though, right? And there were all these comments like, wow, it's like, you know, this is why, you know, Michigan sucks. I guess now you know where I live, right? And they're like, this is why Michigan sucks. It's like, man, look at Clayton. He was doing so good again in casual. And then he couldn't put up or shut up once the big tournament came, blah, blah, blah. He was off crying in a corner like a little fucking baby or whatever these people were writing. And I was like, wait, what? Crying like a little fucking baby? I was like, dude, I fucking had like kidney stones, I guess, right? And I was like fucking hella sick. I was like, did you not see me? Well, I guess they saw me winning in casual, right? But whatever. It's like, dude, I was super sick. I wasn't like crying because of I've lost. I was like a kid fucking super sick, dude. And I was like, what? I was like, dude, what's going on, right? And I was like, all these people that were so like nice to me in person were just being like super shitty to me. And I wasn't even on the internet. I was like, why are they writing all these things about me? I was like, what the fuck, dude? And, you know, and that, you know, I saw a lot of that kind of stuff, right? Because again, whatever, I'm not going to say all the people I beat, right? But, you know, I would go on and like, wow, yeah, the Clay and that surfer boy kid, he was like, you know, bragging about how he beat all these guys, you know what I mean? And I don't even know who the dudes were saying this, right? It's like, dude, I don't even know this guy. It was probably just some guy who just saw me beat him and he just made some bullshit up. I was like, so I saw very fucking early on that, you know, the video game community was really, really fucking shady. Because even right when I got on the internet, I already had some rap was like a shit talker and it's like a crybaby or something, dude. I was just like, what? So I saw the community was pretty shady early on, and so whatever. Another reason, you know, here's a reason, like another reason the video game community supposedly hated me, right? So, time out 1 second. Okay, let's try this again, right? So here's another reason. I don't know if many people know this story. I know people that are close to me actually know this story, but another reason I've had a bad rap in the video game community, which, whatever, so there used to be this guy named Tom, right? And maybe people know what I'm talking about if you were in the video game community years ago. Anyway, Tom got a bad rap in the community for reasons that were not true, as far as I'm concerned, because I was there. That's some of the things that people said that he did shit that I just don't think is true from my perspective. I saw it and whatever. I was there, so I mean, what do you want me to fucking say? Whatever the case, I can actually tell you, I think the reason people didn't like Tom is because there was a bunch of kids and Tom was an older guy. And they're like, maybe this guy's older, why is he still playing video games? Let's talk shit about him, right? Because people were kids, right? It's fucking stupid. Now you still have those, I can't speak English. Now you still have these same losers that talked about Tom when they were kids. Now they're adults and they're still entering tournaments and they've never done anything in tournaments, yet they talk about how they hate games. It's fucking retarded. But anyway, so Tom got a bad rap, but Tom was not a bad guy, right? And Tom actually did a lot to help the community. He helped run tournaments, and he was actually a pretty creative dude, right? And I don't think he gets enough credit, right? And I'm sure some people know Kenji, right? Because Kenji is a very popular player in the community, in the kind of anime community. And I've said before, Kenji is a very important person to me that I met during those times because we did travel a lot. And I do think Kenji's a nice person, right? But I'll say that Kenji is a very two-faced person as well. So what I'm going to get at is that basically Kenji got a lot of stuff from Tom, but Kenji didn't want to admit it, right? And so people used to talk shit about Tom a lot on the internet, right? Again, people probably don't know who he is anymore, but... And, you know, I was kind of in a bad mood one day because I just saw people talking shit about Tom all the time. And I'm like, dude, why do people not defend Tom more? Why am I the only one defending Tom, right? And so eventually I was like, dude, I called Kenji out on it, on the forums in public, you know, whatever it is, what it is. Maybe I didn't have to do it, but morally it was the right thing to do. I'm like, Kenji, dude, like, you were fucked up, dude. It's like, dude, because here's the thing, you know, I've won so many tournaments at that time. But Kenji would always be more popular than me because Kenji was Kenji's a nice guy, but he's a two-faced person, let's be honest, if you actually know him. I mean, whatever. That sounds bad. I'm saying he's an important person to me that I met, but he's a two-faced person, okay? And I was like, you know, Kenji, it's so fucked up that you won't defend Tom. You know what I mean? When you know you've gotten stuff from him. And wow, people were like shocked that they're like, I cannot believe Clayton did this to Kenji. Kenji is like beloved in the community, right? Because he's nice to everybody in front of them, right? And he's like, how could Clayton do this? Like, we always knew Clayton is so shady. Like, how could Clayton, talk shit about his own friend? That just proves that Clayton is shady, right? Like, we've never wanted Clayton to win these tournaments. We always want Kenji to win. We don't like Clayton. Once you win enough, people want to see you lose anyway, right? And so, they're like, Clayton would talk shit about his own friend. That should show you what kind of person Clayton is, right? And I should say, whatever. Like I said, Kenji had actually gotten stuff from Tom, and it was fucked up, right? And there was a tournament that people went to Tom's place, and they stole all of Tom's video games, actually, right? So, you know what? Moving on years later, actually, I'm going to tell you this, and this is ridiculous. Again, another reason I think the video game community is extremely shady. I was at dinner with somebody, right? And they even admitted to me, it was Kenji's friends that went to the tournament and actually were stealing all of Tom's games all the time. And I was like, wow, dude. I was like, dude, and you guys, how could you guys do that to Tom? Tom is running tournaments. You guys were going to tournaments and like stealing his games, and that should show you. It's like, and you guys let me look like a bad guy for defending Tom when you knew Tom was actually helping you guys out, but Tom had a bad rap for whatever reason. He had a bad rap that was untrue as far as I'm concerned. Just a bunch of fucking kids that didn't like Tom because he was older. And, and then you guys were actually like, stealing everything from him. And then, but the perspective was to make Clayton look bad because he's friends with Tom. And that should show you, and that's something that's carried along with me in the video game community for a long time, even though, it's like one of those things, like when you say you're sorry years later, it's like, well, you just gave someone a bad rap all these years, and what are you going to do? You're going to go back and tell everybody that this actually wasn't happening, like Tom actually was a good guy? And it's like, and we let Clayton take the blame, and so, dude, there's other things that happen like that too, but, I could have, like, Tom was not a popular person. I could have tried to be popular and talk shit about Tom, but, morally, why would I do that to somebody that's my friend, right? And Kenji and everyone else was supposed to be friends with Tom too, and yet their group had, like, been stealing stuff from him. Like, how fucked up is that, dude, right? And, yeah, so... but yeah, besides that, there's other things that have happened in the video game community that, I got a bad rap for that, years later, like, people kind of, like, under the rug admitted, okay, we made you take the blame for it, it wasn't true, but, whatever the case. So, video games went on, blah, 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 and, I had just lost so much, the last couple years that I even entered tournaments, I was not even playing anymore. I mean, you hear people talk about that they play video games 8 hours a day, practice fighting games, like, dude, look at my, like, RPG hours and stuff, like, dude, like, I don't play fighting games all day. It's never been, I don't know how I like fighting games, but I just can't play all day, right? I got other things, right? I'm sick, and how could I play all day anyway with my hands and everything like that? So, but so I had just, like, the video game community was so shady, and, like, so the last couple of years that I even entered tournaments, I was only entering because, I was still kind of making money, in tournaments, I guess. But yeah, and it was just so hard traveling while I was sick because, I was on disability, pretty early on. So I was really sick, I was going to tournaments, you see people talk shit about you. I was going to tournaments with like a garbage bag in my pocket, losing my hair after doing that radiation and everything like that. And, just getting sick in between matches. And I just remember, even one of those last big tournaments I won, dude, I'm not practicing for this shit anymore. And it's just like, dude, and it's just like, because I actually remember that tournament, that's big. I actually couldn't even practice for that tournament because the friend that I stayed with, his TV was fucked up. So if people think I practiced for that tournament, I couldn't even, so. But, yeah, so that last big tournament I kind of went to, and it's like, I think I won that tournament without even losing a match, right? Getting sick in between matches, and I just got home, dude, and I looked on the internet, I was like, dude, how, and it's just the comments were like, how could you guys let Clayton win again? And I was just like, dude, fuck these people, right? I was like, dude, these people are so fucking shady. It's like, dude, I could tell you so many, like, stories. Like, every time I go, it's like, I would, like, dude, you guys should feel lucky that I'm sick in any tournament that you guys even have a chance of fucking beating me, dude. So, there's that tournament. I won the last tournament I entered, and, you know, it's just kind of like, the video game community just sapped all the fucking fun out of it, dude. It's like, it was just unfun even the last couple of years I was in. I mean, it's like, I wasn't even really playing, and I was just like, man, I gotta come in here, I'm sick as shit, it's so fucking hard to travel. I'm like, dude, the game community is just so fucking shitty, dude. And I was like, I just have never had an urge to like ever associate with them again. And that's why I just randomly, you know, now I can just randomly play video games online and play under fake names, you know what I mean? And once I start to get known as somebody, delete that name. Or I make like random combo videos and stuff that now people steal. And people try to say they made and whatever the fuck, dude, right? So, but, you know, this is going on to another vlog I'm going to do, you know, so I'm talking about perspective and convenience, because I really like those words, right? And, you know, it was just, it was a convenient perspective to think that I had some easy life, that I wasn't actually sick or something, that I must play games all day or some crap, and, you know, it's just, whatever. And it's always kind of funny because, you know, people judge me by how I look, and if you guys know, yeah, I remember I grew up a nerd. Before I had that job as a model, I was, you know, getting beat up at the bus stop every day, rocks thrown at my face, girls telling me I'm ugly in class. So I've, you know what, I'm probably more of a nerd than you guys that actually care. Like, how should I explain this? I care less than you guys, but I'm probably more of a nerd than a lot of people, and I'm better at it while caring less. How about that? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna fucking say. But yeah, it's kind of a vlog. You know, I could tell lots of, geez, there's so many, you guys don't even want to know the people that you guys like that are way more fucking shady than you actually think they are. But I haven't vlogged in a while. I'm going to do a real vlog later on. I've been so sick. Doctors talking about doing another bone marrow, or they want to do a bone marrow biopsy. I got all this lupus stuff going on. I need to do another MRI. I don't know if I have another tumor or whatever the fuck is going on, but lots of shit going on, so I haven't been very enthused to like vlog all the time, right? That's my story. Keeping my channel active, even though I guess it's been kind of active anyway at the end.